In this footage, we see a distressed woman whose emotions overwhelm her as she runs towards her neighbor's door, crying uncontrollably. The urgency and desperation in her movements are palpable. Her frantic knocking and emotional state hint at a dire situation. As she continues to plead, the scene takes a sharp turn. A man wearing a striped t-shirt suddenly appears, running towards the woman. The woman lands hard on the ground, still crying and visibly shaken. Despite her distress, the man remains focused. He quickly grabs, lifts, and carries her toward a nearby car. Imagine a peaceful night in a quiet suburban neighborhood. The sky is dark, with the moon casting a gentle glow, enveloping everything in a calm serenity. Outside, a family shares a tender moment, embracing their daughter in front of their home, feeling safe and content in the stillness of the night.
Get against the wall. Get against the wall. Get against the wall. This wall over here. This wall over here. Don't turn around. If you turn around, I'm going to shoot you in your leg. This way. This way.
From the shadows, a man appears, holding a gun. His intentions are clear and menacing. He orders the family to face the wall with a cold, commanding voice. Fear grips their hearts as they comply, their earlier happiness now replaced by terror.
Take off your ring. If I tell you again, I'm going to shoot you in your f***ing leg. Take out your wallet. Take off your ring.
Yeah, I'm taking it off.
The intruder doesn't stop there. He demands they hand over their valuables, wallets, rings, anything worth. The family, trembling, starts to comply. In the area of 19th and Zaka, multiple shell casings were discovered by authorities after reports of a shooting. The incident has left the community on edge, as numerous vehicles and even a house were struck during the gunfire. On a seemingly ordinary Saturday, a grandmother sat peacefully in front of her house, enjoying the afternoon calm. But that tranquility was abruptly shattered when she heard the unmistakable sound of gunfire nearby. In an instant, her sense of security was replaced with alarm. Realizing the danger, she quickly rushed inside her home, seeking refuge from the unexpected violence. A resident was defending his home in a situation caught on doorbell camera footage. Here's a closer look at what happened.
Can I help you? Oh yes, they came to check your air filters. I'm not sure. This is 38277.
Rodriguez, who was inside, answered the door through his digital doorbell app. He told Contreras that no one was home, even though he was indeed inside. Contreras returned, this time armed with a handgun. He attempted to force his way into Rodriguez's apartment, kicking the front door with considerable force. At the same time, another man wearing a mask appeared and joined in, trying to break down the door. An unexpected and shocking event abruptly disrupted a serene evening in the usually peaceful suburbs of North Texas, where tranquil nights are a comforting routine. The calm that typically blankets the neighborhood was shattered, leaving residents on edge as they grappled with the sudden disturbance in their otherwise quiet community. Residents were settling in for the night when the tranquility was abruptly shattered. Out of nowhere, a house erupted in a massive explosion. The footage reveals the sheer force of the blast. The sudden and intense explosion sends debris flying into the night sky, a quiet German town under the cover of darkness. Imagine the tranquility of a small village shattered by an unexpected and chaotic event. This is the story of a midnight gun battle in the city's heart. The street becomes the arena for a dramatic gunfight. Shots ring out, echoing through the empty streets. Some of these masked figures take cover behind parked cars, their movements tense and calculated. Others are on the run, darting between shadows and seeking shelter wherever they can. In a quiet suburban neighborhood, a bearded man with distinctive tattoos on his arms approaches a nondescript house. He's carrying an air of urgency as he walks up the pathway. He rings the doorbell, clearly intent on speaking with the homeowner. His demeanor suggests he has something important to discuss, but his approach could be more direct.
What? Yeah? Are you sure?
Who are you?
Yeah, I just had a couple questions. I just wanted to ask you.
Unbeknownst to him, the homeowner monitors the situation through a security app on their phone. Alerted by the doorbell, the homeowner watches the man leave and decides to respond. In a dramatic turn of events in Escambia County, Florida, a home invasion was thwarted when the homeowners decided to take matters into their own hands. Here's what happened.
Escambia County Sheriff says 3 men approached the front door of a home. When the homeowner opened the door, cops say 2 of the men pushed their way inside while a third...
3 men dressed in dark clothing standing at the front door. Their intentions were far from innocent. They rang the doorbell, hoping to draw the homeowner's attention.
All 3 men run away from the home as the homeowner fired a gun at them.
Caught off guard and with adrenaline surging, the men fled. They scrambled back to their vehicle, speeding away from the scene, their escape marked by screeching tires and a rapid departure. The Wheat Ridge Police Department in Colorado released footage of a Ring doorbell video capturing a tense and frightening encounter that unfolded at a couple's doorstep.
Suspects followed the couple home, where the male suspect pointed a gun at their faces. That's when the couple ran inside and slammed the door.
As the couple approaches their front door, the footage reveals the man and his girlfriend closing in on them. One suspect, dressed in dark clothing, is seen pulling out a gun from his waistband and aiming it directly at the couple. In sheer panic, the couple quickly slams the door shut. The suspect with the gun and his girlfriend retreated to their car and drove away. The couple narrowly escapes a potentially dangerous situation. A series of unexpected events unfolded over just 2 days. On the first day, the girl in the black shirt and leggings was captured on a home security camera as she approached the porch of this house. Without hesitation, she took a package left there and disappeared into the street. Two days later, the same girl returned to the scene of her previous crime. This time, she boldly took another package from the porch, seemingly undeterred by the possibility of being caught. The homeowner stepped out of the house as the girl was leaving. The homeowner appears to be confronting her. On a seemingly ordinary day, 2 individuals are about to execute a daring plan under the bright sunlight. Their eye-catching and strategic attire is part of their carefully crafted scheme. The man in the red shirt takes up position directly at the front door, seemingly scrutinizing the inside of the house, while his partner, cloaked in black, looks for a parking spot for their cart and hides discreetly beside the house, concealed by the leafy canopy of a large plant tree. After ensuring the coast is clear, both men slip inside the house. Inside, they methodically gather valuables, swiftly transferring them into the cart. With their task completed, they exit as if nothing unusual has occurred. In a quiet Arizona neighborhood, a young girl named Taylor was in an unexpected and frightening situation. At just 7 years old, Taylor's bravery would soon be tested seriously. Realizing the danger, Taylor headed to a nearby neighbor's house for help. Unfortunately, the home was empty, and there was no one to answer her urgent knock. but Taylor's luck was about to turn.
I'm on my way home right now. I'll be out soon, okay? No, please come open the door. There's a bobcat.
The neighbors saw Taylor crying through the Ring app, and she explained the situation. They reassured and guided her on what to do from their location while they rushed home. It's a tale of mistaken identity, high tension, and a surprising twist. Let's dive into what happened when a woman confronted Pasco County Sheriff's deputies at her door, trying to turn off her lock.
Hello? Hello? What are you doing?
We're here to finalize the eviction.
What eviction?
At first, the woman was confused and alarmed by the sight of deputies at her home attempting to break into it. Using her Ring camera, she immediately confronted them. The deputies explained that they were serving an eviction notice.
We do apologize. We have the wrong house. It's the next door neighbors.
Embarrassed by the mix-up, the deputies quickly apologized and left the premises. The woman, understandably shaken by the ordeal, felt relief that her home was safe, but lingering concern over how such an error could occur. It was a seemingly ordinary night that turned into a scene straight out of a thriller. This is the story of the man who appeared at the front door under the cover of darkness. It was late in the evening when a mysterious figure made his way to the front door of a house. Clad in dark clothing and carrying a firearm, the man's intentions were unclear, but his presence was undeniably ominous. After ringing the bell, the man retreated to the shadows, hiding against the wall beside the door. He waited, blending into the darkness, his figure barely visible to anyone who might peek through the peephole. A chaotic chase unfolds on this quiet city street in a dramatic turn of events. The man in the white t-shirt and the older man in the pink t-shirt are at the center of this intense confrontation.
Ryan Boulevard in Las Vegas. That's where the victim returned home and parked his car in the garage. After that, the suspect approached and, quote, demanded property.
The man in the white t-shirt seizes the older man by the arm and forcefully throws him onto the front porch of a nearby house. The old man stumbles and is close to falling against the front door plant, clearly shaken.
And the suspect followed close behind. Anyone with more information about this incident is asked to contact Crime Stoppers of Nevada. For the latest developments in this story,
with ruthless intent, the man in the white t-shirt brandishes a gun, pointing it directly at the older man. The tension is thick as the confrontation reaches its peak. An unusual and unsettling encounter unfolded on a seemingly ordinary day in a peaceful neighborhood.
This is for you.
This man, carrying a mysterious letter, stood before the house's door, intent on delivering whatever message lay within. In an unexpected and forceful move, the homeowner pushed the stranger away, sending him stumbling back from the entrance. The man with the letter lost his balance and took a few steps backward. His face showed a mixture of fear and confusion. In a quiet suburb, two men approach a seemingly ordinary house. Little do the neighbors know this is no ordinary visit. The first man, dressed in a dark hoodie, begins knocking. The second man, also in a dark hoodie, emerges from the shadows near the side of the house. He scans the area cautiously, keeping an eye out for any movement. The front door remains firmly shut. No one answers. The first man frowns in frustration, and the second man gestures towards the street. Despite their efforts, no one answers the door. With their plan thwarted, the two men exchange glances and retreat. A sunny, bustling street with a small store visible in the background. The camera focuses on a group of thieves approaching the store. Dressed in everyday clothing to blend in, the thieves approach the store gate. Their casual appearance contrasts sharply with their true intentions. They open the gate wide, maneuvering their grey car into position. Minutes later, they return to their waiting vehicle, their bags now brimming with stolen goods. They load everything into the trunk, their movements betraying a sign of panic. The thieves entered their car and drove away with the securely closed trunk. A quiet suburban street in the late afternoon. The camera focuses on a modest house with a mailbox at the end of the driveway. A man dressed in a blue hoodie emerges from the shadows, approaching the front of the house with a sense of urgency. The man quickly grabs a handful of letters and a package from the doorstep, glancing around as he does so. He swiftly returns to a grey car parked nearby, his movements quick and deliberate. The car speeds away in a flash, leaving only questions and unease. We're witnessing a compelling scene in front of a suburban home. Two men are diligently at work, each fully absorbed in their tasks. Our first individual is deeply engrossed in his work. He's meticulously measuring every aspect of the front door area. The measuring tools in his hands suggest that he might be setting up some equipment or conducting a detailed assessment. Meanwhile, the second man stands beside a parked car, seemingly detached from the hustle and bustle. He's absorbed in his phone, likely waiting for updates or coordinating with someone. Local law enforcement quickly thwarted an attempted burglary. A man was caught breaking into a residential home.
Because it catches guys like this in the act.
It was very surprising.
Watch as this burglar tries to kick in the front door of a home in Conway over the weekend.
Hart repeatedly kicked the door with force, eventually breaking it open. The homeowner, who was not present then, was likely unaware of the unfolding situation.
That we actually have gotten video that actually shows a person committing the act.
Latricia Woodruff with the Conway Police Department says the video and alarm system.
As Hart walked inside using the back door, law enforcement responded to the scene with remarkable speed. The homeowner had alerted the authorities after receiving an automated security alert. A quiet suburban street. The camera focuses on a house with a plant tree before the door. A man in a grey hoodie walks out of the front door, casually strolling down the driveway. The man walks further down the street, disappearing from view. But soon enough, he returns. In an unexpected twist, he reappears at the doorstep he had just left. The man quickly inspects something before hurriedly carrying it back to the street. It is an intriguing and dramatic event captured on camera. The footage begins with a black running car speeding down a suburban street. As the black car approaches a house, it suddenly screeches to a halt right in front of the driveway. The man is in a hurry, quickly throws open the door and dashes towards the house's front door. A woman's voice is heard shouting, filled with fear and panic. Just a minute later, the man bursts back out of the house. His movement reflects a sense of urgency as he races back to the black car. Without hesitation, he jumps into the seat, and the driver speeds away from the scene. The camera focuses on two men riding bicycles on a quiet suburban street. One man is wearing a black hoodie, and the other is wearing a bright yellow hoodie. The man in the black hoodie approaches a house with a determined stride, while his companion in the yellow hoodie is preoccupied with finding a place to park their bicycles. Without warning, the man in the black hoodie takes cover behind a wall, his senses heightened. He has caught a glimpse of movement, a sign that someone might be approaching. His companion, still focused on parking, remains unaware of the subtle shift in the atmosphere. On a seemingly ordinary day, a man dressed in black pants and a blue shirt approaches a house on a quiet suburban street. The packages left on the doorstep are about to become the focus of his unexpected visit. The man walks briskly up the driveway, his steps purposeful and quick. He examines each package carefully, checking the labels with a keen eye. The man, now carrying the boxes with determined urgency, returns to the street. His hurried steps and careful balance indicate that he has somewhere important to be. Take a closer look at an intriguing and somewhat unsettling piece of footage captured by a security camera. The video shows a man who, at first glance, appears to be attempting to enter a house under suspicious circumstances. The man in question is seen here, dressed in a white jacket, as he arrives at the front of the house. He is cautious and glances over his shoulder, seemingly checking to see if anyone is watching him. As the footage progresses, we can observe the man attempting to open the front door. Despite his persistent efforts, he cannot unlock or enter the house. The footage shows a suspect approaching the house, dressed in a blue jacket, mask and backpack. This thief is taking measures to hide their identity. The thief approaches the front window and begins by handling the mosquito net. Watch closely as they carefully pull it aside with both hands, then toss their backpack through the open space. With the backpack now inside, the thief follows swiftly. The thief reappears at the window a minute later, jumping back outside. Something has triggered this quick retreat. A man dressed in a black suit, exuding the appearance of a law enforcement officer, approaches a suburban home. His approach isn't casual, it's deliberate and professional, at least on the surface. He rings the doorbell and waits. There's no rush, no sign of urgency. This calculated approach is part of his deception.
Can we open the door?
He positions himself by the front window, repeatedly asking the homeowner to open the door. His presence is unsettling. Understandably nervous, the homeowner faces a difficult decision to open the door. It's a tense moment, as the legitimacy of the supposed officer remains questionable. It is a story of perseverance and triumph that begins with a simple task: opening a door. The thief carefully examines the door, checking for any signs of security or weak points. It's clear he's done this before, but tonight, he faces an unexpected hurdle. His persistence and experience guide him as he delicately maneuvers his tools into place. The lock finally clicks open with a satisfying sound. A startling incident unfolded in a quiet neighborhood. A thief brazenly broke into a house by smashing the front window. This wasn't an isolated case, but part of a disturbing pattern involving multiple homes.
A home surveillance camera captured the moment a man smashed his way into this southeast side home.
With a forceful throw, the stone crashes into the window, sending shards of glass flying everywhere. But the thief isn't done yet. The second stone follows suit, further shattering the window.
one of at least 5 houses the man is accused of forcing his way into. It all started this morning when police say a car went off the road off Adair Bluffs near South WG.
Police actively investigate the break-ins and urge anyone with information to come forward. The thief's method of operation, a violent window breach, indicates a need for heightened security measures in the neighborhood.